Oh, okay. We're not dropping frames. Bitrate's okay. We're moving. Play some music. Should be fine. Hell yeah. Okay, that worked. Really hope those changes in the configuration don't fuck with the quality at all. I guess I could check on my phone. Let's see here. It looks fine. Yeah, it's fine. Mm-mm. That's a cat trying to get a piece of oat milk chocolate. Yeah, nope. Go, bud. All right. Good. I hope. Yes. Okay. Yeah, no. Looks like every now and again there will be some dropped frames, but that's just, I think, part of the network issue. That's just a part of the fact that whatever my internet provider is just saying, fuck you. You've been able to stream just fine, you know, the past, I don't know, 20 other times you've streamed, but no. You've been doing that a little too much. We're gonna put a cap on you. Oh, hey, Space Ghost. How you doing, man? Been a minute. Good to see you're still kicking. And, you know, just gaming, chilling. Yeah, no. This stream is mostly just a excuse for me to farm up some currency, and then, also, I've been thinking about those gloves I put on the stream. Should probably lower the size of that image, but I don't know. They've been they've been calling out to me. Yeah, no, the loot changes specifically have actually been kind of nice. The main the main thing is like it's not like an overcorrection, which I'm surprised. Usually, whenever these changes come through mid patch, it's like an overcorrection. It feels actually like a good balance. I I think that's also coming from the fact that I'm used to whenever these things change in a Path of Exile League, at least in one, there's always that one person that's like, oh, I found an exploit and I'm making thousands of divs now. But this time it just seems like everyone's like, oh yeah, no, the exalts are showing up more. I'm actually getting div drop. It's so funny. The divine price doubled overnight. And actually, that's legit why I was able to I put this in the video, but I finally got Grand Spectrum Rubies, finally, because I had 10 Divines when they were 8, or like 10, and then because divs skyrocketed, I could only afford them. Yeah, no. So I'll 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 say what I have right now. There's like 2 or 3 things I'm thinking about. One primarily is doing something with a shotgun or high velocity bolt to mess with Impale, because the best way to utilize Impale is pretty much in the same line as you would like a poison, where you want big hits, but you want them frequently, not like Hammer of the God, where you just do a big bleed. Because Impales can go up to like 60 stacks, so you want high hits, but you want frequent hits so that you're adding on to like other damage. So shotgun and high velocity bolt, because they have good added scaling for physical damage, and then like doing something with poison or bleed. And then the other thing that I was thinking about was something with blood mage, because you you could do something with impale on shotguns, because those count as attacks. On spells, the only way you can impale is directly from Bone Storm, because it has impale as an option. So that means I can use other physical spells, yeah. Yeah, spell impale. Yeah, no. That's fair. You know, I worked with Impale last league, and so yeah, no, that's also the thing about this, is that despite it being interesting, it doesn't really have much support in the game, and that's probably gonna change whenever they add swords, because I imagine Impale is gonna be directly tied to swords, because that's usually how it is. At least it was in PoE 1. But yeah, no, I'm still trying to figure out, because, okay, physical spells, there's like the stuff on wands, bone blast and stuff. Bone cage, which doesn't really do a lot of damage. Unearth. Detonate dead, technically. You could do impales with detonate dead. That could be something too, but at the same time, it's detonate dead. Detonate dead's already pretty strong, but you know, that's the 2 directions really. Oh, right. Okay. Time to kill some bosses. I think at the end of the day, it's just going to come down to what I feel like playing, and what I think is more unique. Because, poison, bleed, shotgun, I feel like is a little more used than like um impale fizz spells, or at least impale other things. Yeah, but here's the thing, like, ooh, what the fuck? Oh, game like a little. You get to see like how my thought process is with builds, because I'm like, before I even like touch the game, I'm just thinking about this stuff. Actually, there are many things to be added. Yeah, no. But that's the thing, Space Ghost. Like, they are for sure still wanting to add that stuff to the tree, because they added charm, passive nodes. I mean, like, this whole Templar area is like barren compared to like this area. They clearly want to add more than just flat attack damage in these kinds of spots. Okay. I wasn't planning on going back to 1 for the event, but I really should do at least one character just so that I can remember what the passive tree was like in PoE 1, because it's been a minute, and you telling me like, oh yeah, there was so much synergy you could get from passive points. I don't I don't remember that. I gotta just remember, like, because I know you're right. I know you're right that there's a difference in how the tree is, but it's just been a minute, and I need a reminder. Oh no, can't get hit by dots. Oh, okay, that's what you mean. Yeah, yeah. That, yeah, that's definitely like a change in philosophy, kind of. Because, yeah. No, I 100% agree, because I'm like, everything on this internal ring, and like to an extent the middle ring, is like more generic. Crit bonus, leech, even like specifically just two-handed weapons and attack damage, that kind of stuff. It's like much easier to get those kinds of nodes. But if you wanted to be very in-depth into a skill, I think the closest thing right now is poison and bleed. Yeah, because they still got to add a bunch of chaos specific stuff. You can't really spec into chaos dot. Leech is a little barren too. Like you said, Impale. Was there another mechanic? Ooh, Valkyrie. That's good. Yeah. That's the one thing I am hoping for in the future, that they add more specialized stuff around the outer ring. Because I think... no, they definitely will, because if I look up fucking Hazard, like, they have 2 little clusters for hazards, like, and that's a super small mechanic. That is 1 spirit gem and like 2 support gems that exist for hazards right now, and they already have stuff for them. And they're not bad too. Oh, that was a good one. Oh, it definitely will. Now, the real thing is, how long will it take to get there? Because they said that they're 60% sure Path of Exile 2 will be at 1.0 by the end of the year. I do not believe that at all at this point. Like, unless they're holding their hands, their cards close to the chest about how much they actually have done. There is so much to be added into the game, and it feels like they're still missing a lot of that, because they still need to bring daggers in. They still need to bring traps in. They still need to bring in the entirety of this section of the game. 3 more acts. And who knows how many, like, fucking mechanics they want to add in at launch. Uh yeah, but we'll see. We'll see. Ooh. This one actually sells for quite a bit. That's good. Ah, God. But I am still excited, mostly just because, and I did comment on a Kaltorak video about this. I think there are many base mechanic games that they need to change also. I think they will. I think they'll change up some base mechanics. Guys, is there one that's like clearly underused? I think Hazards is like the one that's super underused, but I guess there's just not support for that. Are you liking the game? How's your experience? Oh, I'm loving the game. Clearly. Uh, I've mentioned this once or twice before in like other streams, but when people ask, it's like this game is so much better than one, at least in my opinion. That it's like that fable of the people like looking at shadows for the rest of their life. Like, oh my god, I saw the sun over here, guys. It's so beautiful. But like, obviously, that's just me, because a lot of people don't like to actually have to game in their gameplay. I don't know. I'm enjoying it. I'm enjoying how the game is, and like the little intricacies and that kind of stuff. And I wouldn't be making builds like this anymore. I wouldn't be spending my weekends thinking about like, oh, what could I do with this thing, if it wasn't fun to just do that. Oh, also the art style is immaculate. I know a lot of people don't care about like the actual aesthetics of the game, but the aesthetics are so good. I love. It's not specifically grimdark. I think it's dark fantasy. Whatever, dark fantasy, the kind of stuff that Dark Souls and those kinds of games evoke. That art style is so good. Hell, I mean, like it's not the biggest thing in the world, but Blood Barrier, the actual shield itself looks so neat. That's like such a cool effect. And even my dude, like without microtransactions, this is a funky looking dude. There's so much care into the art and stuff that I don't think people are people recognized it when the game first came out, but now most of the people talking and giving criticisms about the game are mostly just to the game mechanics. And people take that to be like, oh yeah, no, the game's in a shit place right now. The game's still fucking beautiful, but like the gameplay mechanics, like some things need some touch-ups and whatnot. The loot changes definitely fix a lot of the problems, I feel. But also, I'm in the small subsection of people in this game that have never touched Lightning Spear in my life. But let me just look up currently. How many people on PoE2 Ninja are playing Lightning Spear? 53%. 53%. Yeah. Yeah, best looking ARPG now. Yeah, no, it 100% makes a difference in the world. And okay, here's the best example. this, like, the blood effects and them just popping over in, like, the blood and the explosions from the pops. Yeah, there's so much care in those, like, little things. I can't... Okay. Right now, the other ARPGs... Last Epoch, Last Epoch's a good game, but I don't like the visuals at all. I'll just be honest about that. It's like little too generic for me, but it's a good game. And then Diablo. Okay, Diablo's cutscenes are really good, but I don't. From what I've seen from the gameplay, it's not. I wouldn't say it's on par with this. I should probably look at that though. Oh my god, dude. Yeah, no. Like, Lightning Spear is so popular right now that I feel bad touching a spear in general. that that is how, like, used it is in the current meta. I saw like a bunch of complaints in the general chat that, like, oh yeah, no, the game's solved right now. No, it fucking isn't. You're just using Lightning Spear and think the game's solved because you found the one thing that works. It's like, I continue to play this build because I have 0 res and 8,000 health. And that is like, I don't know, a stance or something. Makes me feel like I'm making a stance on the current state of the game by saying, hey, you can do this, guys. You can come do this. It's not... Okay, let's do this. Yeah, no. Last Epoch is like a fun build. Last Epoch's very good for the people that, like... Oh my... Wow. Thank you, Strongbox. Last Epoch is good as, like, an entry-level ARPG. And for a lot of people that play RPGs, even Path of Exile, they are, like, entry-level when it comes to that. It's very easy to get up, get started, do your gaming, and that kind of thing. The art style is serviceable. Gameplay is good. And, like... But, yeah, no, nothing... It's nowhere close to Path of Exile. But at the same time, Last Epoch is, like, indie. So I give them some benefit. I think they would do well to have some kind of stylization on the game, because a lot of it's trying to be realistic, like a realistic fantasy kind of deal, but I think if they added, like, I don't know, some shading, or if they went in a direction closer to if you know about No Rest for the Wicked, something like that, that would like bring up the game a lot. Because really, the just models need a touch up, and I think after the successful league that they just had, they might have the money to, like, go back and do some touch ups like that. All right, open that up again. Yeah, no. I thought about playing Last Epoch and, like, doing a build, because, you know, that's the thing, like, a lot of the tubers are doing right now. Yeah, no. Yeah, they just need a strong art direction, and that can definitely come from someone like you who can add a little bit of their taste to it. What was I saying? Right. I thought about doing something with Last Epoch, but back to, like, the gameplay stuff, it's just so many of the builds are kind of the same. It doesn't have the build variety that Path of Exile has at all, and so there really wasn't anything for me to really like do. Nothing I could be like, ooh, this is a fun one. There was stuff like that early on in the game, like Jinko's blast knives that turned a bow skill into a knife skill. I did that once. I did Falcon Fist early, but that was before I really started like hosting or like thinking about like recording that kind of stuff. And but this league didn't really add a lot of uniques that like interest me in that kind of way, so I just was like, nah. And then I just didn't play it. Oh my fucking god! Don't even get me started on the Dota versus League moment. Yeah, no, that is so real. That is so real. God, I can't be talking about Dota again. I promised my partner I would stop playing Dota because it caused a real problem. uh, yeah, no. Um, I was not like a League player ever, but I did play League with a lot of my friends whenever they wanted to, like a while ago. But like, you know, the same way people say it's like, oh, it's like it's a drug, like you get addicted. I didn't feel that at all, just because it was, you know, it looked nice, it played well, but there wasn't that kind of like addictive substance that is like me on multiple occasions trying to turn Alchemist into a position 5 support character, or turning uh Ogre Magi into a mid laner just because I could. It was awesome. Uh you're it's like you're like handing a bottle of beer to an alcoholic, man. Don't be bringing those demons into here. I cannot have gold tinted glasses against my vices. All right. You know what? I feel like doing an ultimatum to break up this mapping. Ultimatum got buffed just a tiny bit. It's you no longer get a bunch of bases. You sometimes get like raw currency. So a little better.
The challenger returns.
Let's switch to that. No, but it really is.
Are you enjoying this, mortal?
That's also
Your selection
that also brings up a good point, where I have noticed, especially because a lot of a big portion of the people who play ARPGs, specifically a fan of the genre and not just the game. Yeah, I like complex games because discovering things is fun for me. Yes, and that's where I'm going with this, where like a lot of the people who left Path of Exile by this point are the people that are like the service level gameplay. In I'll generalize it a little further. I know it's not everyone, but a lot of the people are just kind of the people that like play for that dopamine hit of getting a bunch of good loot. But now I've noticed, at least in the past like couple days or week, since last Epoch and then Diablo 4 had its season, and those people that like travel to different ARPGs have moved, a lot of the people left have been talking a lot more about like, oh, here's this build I've been working on. Here's me using Gathering Storm, or here's some stuff with Blood Mage. Blood Mage has been coming up because people are finding more tech for it and stuff like that. And so I think GGG has hit the mark where this patch shows like, oh yeah, no, they have added so many new tools that people like you and me who are like here for the complexity and to try new stuff are just have so much to like bite into. And it's so much to the point where I can't get into it all. I've like thought about different stuff and like realized, oh, someone already got to that. Um there was something I saw the other day. I think I left a comment on it. Right, there was a person who turned Whirling Slash into an RF build, and like that was like, oh my god, that's beautiful, because that was there the entire time. Whirling Slash's ability to carry a dot with it was always there, but it took a person a week and a half to like turn that into something strong, and I was like, oh, that's awesome. Yeah, that's also why I like Elden Ring and Dark Souls and all those kinds of things. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, it's an amazing build. And the dude who originally made that spawned a whole like bunch of other people who created videos on that build. Yeah, yeah, it created a whirlwind, dropped a burning ground from a high level incendiary, incinerate, and then did another whirlwind to like carry it with them, and just kept doing that, like 2 circles. It was awesome. And then after that, there was a whole bunch of videos of like people doing different things, like one that was more defensive and using a unique body armor to like add what was it, like the one that has like a 10-second delay, but then they use the support skill that like immediately starts it to like automate it. And then there was like more people who were just like, okay, let's turn Whirling Slash into the fastest attacking skill we can, and turn that into a like rapid movement one. Just so much stuff. I mean, also to an extent, that was also what happened with the my blood barrier thing. I wasn't the first person to talk about blood barrier. There was that guy, Pear PoE, I think, that did a video on it first. I did the video talking about its potential, and then I don't remember their name, but someone with a cat profile pic. Oh, I should probably put that away. Someone with a cat profile pic was also posting video about it, and I've been like looking at their stuff, and they're all like slightly different. Cat profile pic one has reverse knockback and is utilizing Briar Boar for armor and elemental. Hair is a little more split, where it has lower health but focuses more on like survivability and spacing. And then mine is the one where it's like, okay, how far you can get. Oh my god, dude. I will be obsessed with the bear. I have been dying for a skill or a class that is just pure barrel energy, just raw bleed, slam, chomp, that kind of stuff. And I am so excited for when that comes out, because that's gonna be awesome. I'm also excited because I know it's in the game. They showed it. Story on his fists and more unarmed support, face breakers and stuff like that. I'm gonna become that person. That is my favorite dynamic in any video game. Like specifically fist weapons, unarmed, gauntlets, claws, that kind of stuff. Just the whole shebang. In No Rest for the Wicked right now, I'm doing it purely with the gauntlet and claw stuff, just because it's That's my shit. That's my thing. Ooh, that hurt. It's just there's so much, and I'm so excited to like get into it when I got time. Ooh, more runes. Oh, I missed the shadow though. Like the character. I think they're gonna bring. They're probably gonna bring his personality back. Like it's probably not gonna be the exact same, but it would make sense that the shadow would remain brooding. Probably they'll mix it up a tiny bit, but like obviously with like the daggers and from what it looks like on this side of the tree, it's crit, poison, chaos damage. They're gonna bring back that kind of aesthetic. Jeez, who's my favorite personality? Which one's my favorite? I think the warrior's too much of a hero. Not monk. I'm trying to think. Sorceress is a little interesting. Which has her moments, which is fun. Okay, it might. Yeah, no, I would actually say it's the mercenary, just because he's I think he just has the most personality and history within him. No, no, it definitely is the mercenary because he had that one line against. Oh no, not Booker. He had that one line against the Empress of Filth, where he's like, "Yeah, I've done worse." Ooh, you're a paladin person. Yeah, no, that's yeah, no, that's a good one. That's a classic fantasy kind of personality. I guess if I was the okay, a specific kind of subclass. Okay, it's a mix between like a brawler, not necessarily a monk, because I don't find the like spiritual body body type, that kind of like personality as like interesting to me personally, but like a brawler kind of like person who's like all scrapped up kind of deal. Yeah, someone who's like deals with shit but like takes it on the chin, like tanky but like does it with his bare hands kind of deal. And then oh yeah, paladins, yeah, light in the middle of dark and filth. No, no, I completely get that, especially in like these dark fantasy kind of games. That's definitely like a very interesting character kind of trait to like carry on, especially when you're dealing with fucking all of this. It's a lot to deal with. Yeah, brawler. Mmm, mechanic. That's my favorite kind. Not necessarily like a okay. I guess it's the person who does experimental magic or whatever. Whatever's quote unquote experimental in the universe. Cuz you know that depends on like okay, well maybe science or like research doesn't exist in the fantasy world, but there's like runes and you can experiment like runes and stuff. That kind of person's always like interesting to me. That kind of like into the unknown kind of eldritch experimentation kind of thing. Yeah, no, that really covers my bases. I don't know. It's hard to really say. Though okay, in order of the classes I'm most like excited to see in the future. Ooh, I've been dropping frames. Yeesh. Let's give the internet a second. Yeah. Ooh, Mesmer. Yeah, Mesmer and Guild Wars. That's a cool one. Yeah, no. I have a feeling they might be doing like, because they have a lot of Val like robots and stuff in PoE. I have a feeling they might have like a version of Saboteur and his trigger bots with the Saboteur in this game, where he has like a Val architect or something, and he's like a half minion, half trap kind of deal. That would be fun. I'm hoping for that. For your instances? Ah, mess. Yeah, no. I played Guild Wars for like a little bit. I think Mesmer definitely was like the most interesting to me. But at this point in my life, I don't really have the time for MMOs. Yeah, no. I just feel like they have so much of this Val aesthetic. Because, you know, it was a whole Act 3 kind of thing that they would bring that back. And that'd be the perfect way to, like, give a character quote-unquote robots. Or, like, bots in any kind of way. Because, you know, the Val made it. It's just soul-powered and all that kind of stuff. Like, I have some ideas for how they're going to do the dagger person. There's obviously the new assassin. They're going to try and do a new version of the assassin. Going to have someone who's a little more trap-oriented, and then wildcard chaos version, maybe. Druid, however, I have no idea. I know the one thing we do know is that there's going to be an ascendancy that lets you have wolves. So maybe like a minion, companion ascendancy. But that's about it. There might be like a more... No, but they said... Because transformations are now quote-unquote skill type and weapon type, and they said they would want to keep ascendancies unspecific to like a certain weapon or skill. I don't know what they would do, because the obvious thing would be like, oh yeah, wear a druid specific one where it's like buffs your transformations, but I don't know. I'm just so excited for druid, man. Oh, and to an extent Templar too. Templar is gonna be neat because it's the B build. That's classic. Yeah, no, last Epoch does have a lot of fun meme builds that are actually kind of good. Because there's the B one, and then there's also the squirrel one, where you turn all your werewolves into squirrels, and they do a bunch of bleeding damage. I did that once. It was fun. I did have one cool wand that I was like, oh yeah, that's fun. Where it was called Wrong Warp, and any spell you cast would teleport you in a random direction in like 10 feet, and then do a little explosion wherever you teleport. That was just... Oh, fuck you. And you lost all your stacks of my corrupting blood. Alright. Yep. Yeah, no. Like I said, there's a bunch of fun ones, but I don't think they added a lot of those fun ones in this most recent patch. I did see, I have no idea if it's like back at all, or if that's going to be soon. But I did see they had plans to add like ability to change your skill trees into different skill trees, or like change it up. I saw something where it's like, oh, the skill tree glows blue or whatever. That might be fun. I would definitely pick the game back up if that were to happen. Okay. I'll count up how much. That's... Well, I need some water. Oh, yeah, no, I should actually do that right now then. I didn't actually grab the Impale gloves yet. I should... The fishing rods. I hold still that the funniest thing they could ever do is that one day in a random patch, like maybe the smallest, who knows what kind of patch it would be, that they just add a pool somewhere in the campaign specifically that you could fish at, and just add like an absurdly long time you needed to fish. Maybe like you have to be fishing for 14 hours or something, and then you catch an Exalt or something like that. I just think that would be the funniest thing in the world, that just to one day silently give it a real purpose and then never acknowledge it. Okay. Gotta pull up trade. Get these Impale gloves. Dread Fist. It's a fist weapon. Okay. Red Fist. And then the one with the highest damage bonus. Selling for 1 div. Interesting. Okay. 50 exalts. That's... Oh, okay. We're in... That was in standard. I hate how it defaults to standard. Yeah, no. I think everyone thought they might do something with the boats, but alas, they didn't. Oh, this one's 5 chaos. Yeah. Well, we can do 5 chaos. Op Nadalis. Is that a League character? Four. Nope. Move. 44 strength too. That that just makes it usable on basically anybody. Yeah. Yeah, it's being used a lot with Thorns builds, you know, which makes sense. Very little on... at all on a Blood Mage, at least according to Huey Ninja. That's interesting. Physical damage can pin on a Deadeye. Using basic bow shot and snipe. Yeah, that makes sense. Yeah, okay. I think I've internally settled on it. We're gonna make Mythos official. Blood Mage. There you go. I'm gonna be doing it with Blood Mage. Just because Blood Mage has... yeah, no. I'll get to the... just so I don't lose my train of thought. Blood Mage has the crit scaling. It also... what else does it have? It has... Leech, increase crit chance for spells, hit prevention. Oh, and then critical hits ignore monster armor, which would be good. I just have to find a physical spell skill that works well for it. Yeah. Yeah, no. Mathel's Storm build was very nice. It was good to see that. I do appreciate Mathel for being pretty real when it comes to builds. He usually just does what he wants and keeps it relatively off meta. That's what... physical spell skills. Bone Cage. One offering doesn't do anything. Do something with that name bad, but... oh, but wait, that name dead is... yeah, it's physical equal to minion life. No, actually, that could be something. You know, you get a large physical damage minion, and then you blow it up. And if it impales based off that, well, now you've got like a huge dead impale on a enemy. That could be a way. I don't know. We'll have to see. Also thought about doing it with concoction skills, but unsure if that... oh, well, okay. I gotta be back. My cat's doing shit. Velvet. rascal. Knocked over a bunch of books on our kitchen table. I get it. Fuck it. Yeah, no, he just knocks him. Almost disconnected, too? Oh my god. No, you're right, wow. Yeah, no, I don't know what happened, but ever since my last stream, for some reason, my frames have been dropping, like, a lot at random. And I don't know, I might just have to talk to my ISP or whatever to just see what the deal is, because it was fine. I streamed like for weeks just fine, but in the last week or so, it's just been really bad. I've dropped frames super consistently, and that's a big no-no. And I'm just thinking Blood Mage. Large physical damage. I mean, nothing says I can't do high velocity bolts on a Blood Mage. I mean, that's a thing people do. Bleed elemental plasma attack. You know, it's just a little different. I don't know. There's options, and it really just comes down to what works best for the skill, or the gloves in particular. Burden of Shadows? I don't think I made a Burden of Shadows build in Kiwi 2? Yeah, scaling life cost. Yeah, I think I would have remembered doing Burden of Shadows. Yeah, no, I didn't. Yeah, no, it's fine. Probably a different person. Yeah, no, but yeah, no, that does make sense. It's, it removed the ability to, like, scale the life cost, which, you know, sucks, but I'm sure there will be other ways besides just, you know, scaling life. How long have I been? How long have I been live? Ooh, an hour. Jeez. I gotta figure out what a good length for these kinds of things are. Because I know some people can go on for like 3 hours or something. I guess for like this kind of like casual stream, there's no need to like keep it long and going, overdo it. I do probably want to start that blood mage though. I don't know if I want to do that on stream. Run through campaign. Yeah, no, I'll probably do that off stream just because the way I usually run through campaign, I like have a podcast going and listening to stuff. It's just a different vibe than like blasting maps. And I also want like time to like pause and think about like, oh, maybe using this skill, or like what would this work, or whatever. Oh shit, I'm done with the map. Okay. Yeah. Blood Mage has been getting a little more attention recently. Is it still the least popular ascendancy in the game right now? No. No, it's actually gone way up. Let me see. Week 1. Yeah, week 1, it was the second least popular in the game. Only Acolyte of Chayula was beating it. Now, it's in the top 6. Yeah, that's a big change. Oh, yeah, no. See you around, Space Ghost. Thanks for chilling. Yeah, no. We all got lives. And I appreciate anybody who sits down and chats with me, just shooting the shit in this little corner of the internet. Especially because I'm not, like, not doing stuff like this. Just, where is it? I collect these thumbnails because they're so good. They're just so good. Yeah, see you, Space Ghost. I fucking love the internet, man. I gotta cut that away. There you go. No. Let's reload that. Yeah, I'm still dropping frames sometimes. I really gotta see what I can do to fix that. Yeah, okay. Let's see what we've got here. Ascendancy, Blood Mage. Is this one? Critical bonus, 40% per 40 life. Oh no, I don't want to be the life stacker person though. But I'm seeing, yeah, like you do bursting decay, you life stack to get a bunch of physical damage, you get the crit bonus, and then you scale crit that way. Yeah, there's just a lot you can do. Just a lot you can do. Yeah, we'll see. Yeah, let's go here. That's a big one. Yeah, that's... Oh my god. Yeah, no. This is gonna be completely for me, but I find it so interesting to look at the concurrent viewers that come through these kinds of streams. Cause like, yeah, no, I'm not pulling Germa numbers. Love you, Germa. But like every so often I'll see like, oh, there are 4 people watching, and then I play the game for a bit, and then oh nope, back to back to 0, and it's like, wow, okay. I mean, people are clicking. That's cool. That's very cool. Oh, I cannot be playing Tolly Hall in a stream. That's gonna burn this whole thing down. But yeah, no, it's really cool that people just, you know, stop by. Like, I do not think my videos really exude that I am a personality or a streamer personality. And it's a very specific kind of person. The best kind of streamer is someone like Speed or like a Germa, like a very dramatic, outspoken kind of person. Not not me in my $30 desk chair at a real desk job. Yeah, no, because that's the thing. A YouTuber has never. I'm sure there are examples. Who cares? A YouTuber has never said, "Yeah, no, I used to work at a basic accounting firm, or I was an office job kind of person." No one says that. They're at two ends. They're like, "Oh yeah, no, I was finishing my PhD, and then I became a ninja dancing for the Game Grumps, or I was working minimum wage, and then this thing blew up, or I was literally a child when I started doing YouTube and this kind of stuff." It's just there's so much that goes into being a YouTuber, and that comes with the things I don't want to do, which is big bold letters, clickbait thumbnails, and trend chasing. Trend chasing's the biggest one. Like, it would have been so easy for me to just shit out a Last Epoch video. I didn't have anything to do with that game. I played it for a little bit, got bored, moved on. I already said it's a really good game, but it's just, you know, it's not scratching my itch currently. Yeah. Okay. I just gotta settle on a physical skill. High velocity bolt, blood mage. Every 40 life gives you. So if we do like 3k on a blood mage, that is Extra 70 multiplier? How much is that? How much is multi? Damage bonus. Oh, right, and that's why it's so strong, because it's... You get 80% increased bonus. Oh, I gotta listen to the stream. I don't know if it's... Okay, alright, I'm just gonna stand still. Let them figure it out. Let's see here. Boo, boo, boo. Let's see here. Ooh, I think yeah, I need to step away from the mic a little bit more. Yep. The LS nerf. They're not gonna nerf LS until next season. They already learned their lesson from Jungron crashing out like a little baby. That was one of his worst moments. I respect Jungron so much. He's a great build creator. Him crashing out because they nerfed his build in the middle of the first patch of early access. Like, they kept nerfing his build because it was too strong. That was rough. That was rough to watch. That was not a good image, man. Just I know I've seen your LinkedIn profile. You worked in engineering. You know that shit doesn't work out immediately. So, like, come on, give the devs some respect. Let them nerf the builds when it's too strong, because 53% of the player base still playing a lightning spear after 4 weeks, and that being consistent the entire league is too much. That's too much. That's why I continue to be this build. Ah. Yeah, I definitely want to finish this stream off. Next 20 minutes. I'll probably do an ultimatum. I don't know. I keep going back and forth on the usage of Impale. I keep going back and forth on the usage of Impale, because on one hand, it would make sense to use it with high velocity bolts, because, you know, it's high Impale, highest physical damage you can do. But then there's, like, the aspect of, well, we'll use it on a skill that doesn't usually get the ability to Impale. Because for attacks, you already have the Impale skill gem. So, like, all you're really doing is adding Impale to crits at the cost of the gloves, which doesn't really make sense. But then I think about, okay, well, Blood Mage, and then doing crit scaling, but with the physical damage on a physical spell, but then, like, What what physical spell? Bone Storm, the one physical spell, and it already comes with Impale? Like that doesn't make any sense. So you wanna maybe split the difference and do high velocity bolts on a Blood Mage using the Impale? That could work. Possible. Like, okay, what? Here, the thing over here. Magnitude of bleeding, of damaging ailments. Yeah, over here. Now, let's see. Physical. Break armor equal to, yeah, 20%. Yeah, that really isn't much. There's this stuff. 50% of physical is extra chaos. That's just extra damage. Really, it comes down to whatever ascendancy has the crit synergy. What ascendancy works with crits the most? And I mean, compared to everything right here, Lich doesn't have crit. No, Lich does not have crit scaling here. Infernalist does not have crit scaling, I do not think. Yeah, Life, Infernal Flame, the Hound. Oh, wait, no, it has the flat 50 additional, but you take Ignite. I guess that could work, too. It's not as, like, strong, but it does... It does... Oh... And then there's stuff you could do with Demon Form. Okay, that's another option. Deadeye does not have crit specific stuff. Pathfinder, just general all-rounder. Titan doesn't have anything related to crit. Nope. Harbinger, no. Let's see here. Warbringer. Chronomancer definitely does not. I remember basically everything from Chronomancer. Stormweaver. No, it has mana and cast speed. Which, I mean, could also be useful, but not... Same thing. Ritualist. Oh, Amazon. Right, Amazon has huge crit scaling. Gain additional crit chance equal to 25% of excess chance to hit with attacks. Yeah, accuracy. So there's that. And you could do that. Impale, yeah. Gemling. Witch Hunter doesn't have... Wait, no, does it? Concentration doesn't do anything with crits. Culling Strike and Chance. Invoker has crit, but only for elemental. Flat damage. Yeah. And then I'll just, for posterity, look at Chayula. They need to rework this dude a little bit. He's got skills, but he's not, like, ultimately very strong. You know what? Let's... For posterity. 32. 28. That's actually not that bad. That's not that bad. Middle crit. 20% chance to not consume corpses. That could be an option for for doing the Blood Mage. Detonate Dead. Uh... I mean, everyone's doing Amazon, but is everyone doing Amazon Impale? There is currently one person on Ninja with enough. Yeah, Spear, and they're doing Rake, Blood Hunt, Spearfield. Okay, yeah. That makes about sense. For like Spearfield stuff. I gotta... So, in order to really scale Impale, my best options are, in order, Amazon, Blood Mage, Infernalist. And Infernalist just because there's the Become Ignited when you deal a crit for 30% more damage. And then I guess Demon Form, if I did want to continue with the damage. All damage from you and your allies in your presence contributes to the Ignite chance and magnitude. His Impale Ignite. I mean, there's not a lot of Ignite builds out there, like traditionally, so I guess that could also work. Yeah, no, it just comes down to oh wait, no, that would actually that would work with Detonate Dead and its additional flat fire damage. But then it comes down to actually using Detonate Dead and like a sacrifice setup, which I don't know. It's probably easier than it is, but something about like having to set that up makes me feel like, oh, that's gonna take forever. Ooh. Okay, that's in that range. That's in that range. Oh, I gotta turn this thing on. Alright, 10 more minutes, and then I'm probably gonna call it. You know, I didn't believe streamers when they said, oh yeah, no, streaming's somewhat hard work. It definitely still isn't, but to be able to talk and fill in air for on average 3 hours, because the average stream is about 3 hours. That is a skill. That is a skill to be entertaining. And I'm sure when people have like active chats, it's like, oh, it's a skill to be entertaining and talk about Impale and all the different things you could be working on. It's I'm still no, it wouldn't make. But would it make sense though? Amazon Impale Rapid Strikes, because you can get a crit and do all 6 strikes, and then immediately after, if you don't get a crit, then all of those strikes get additional physical. Okay, I just just gotta sit with the skill gem system in front of me to really like get a sense of what it is. again, I know no one here wants to talk. You know, it's your right as a probably an American, given the. Oh, okay. I'm gonna shut up. Oh, that's the first time that's happened. Brothers. There you go. I gotta see how much that. I gotta see how much that is right now. Complete this map and then enjoy my spoils. Oh my god. Oh, that's so fucking good. Oh, that's so good. I'm so happy that was caught. That was in a random chest too. That was in a random chest to Lamau. Open your fucking rare chests, people. This is what you're missing. That mirror is in the magic chest. It absolutely is. Oh, okay. I don't know if I should. Yeah, no, I gotta sell it. Whatever build I'm gonna do next, it will not need a 5-link. That is not what I... Oh, come on, Wisp. Okay. Well, I gotta look up how much money I just made, but this might fund the entirety of the beginning year for my next project. Okay. Oh my god. All right. Yeah, that was everything. In a random app. This wasn't even juiced. Oh my god. Okay. Let's see here. Boom, 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 boom. How much money is this right now? Oh. Is it really only like one divine? I'm definitely selling this. Okay. Do that. And then immediately switch it over. And yep. Honestly, I popped off a little more than I probably should have. That was just basically a divine drop. I don't know. I gotta probably look up, because a couple days ago, that a perfect orb was way more expensive. Like, way more. Oh, that gave me some energy. Ooh, that's another. The Hive. Infernalist. Infernalist Ignite High Velocity Bolt. At that point, that's just doing it for the sake of doing it. But I mean, I think that's basically my entire MO, so it might happen. It might happen. I think this goes so easy. Just the drop down thing. There you go. Oh, they just have more life, so I'm stunning them more because it's taking a little longer. Oh, that's interesting. Ah. All right. Nice and chill. Just farming. We're just chilling. No. That is the funniest thing I could think of is doing a. No, that would be RMT though. Like going like, oh, watch my stream for one collective hour, and I will give you a divine, dear viewer. But that absolutely is RMT. That I'm also coercion. That's like morally dubious to an extent too. Yeah, no. Bro, I should do another breach. Yeah, I should buy a breach considering I've got a bunch of exalts. And like do that. Because last time I did the breach, it was like super easy. Like legitimately compared to like a simulacrum, it was so much easier. I need to get a fucking audience with the king too. I want to be doing like the end game content, but it just, you know, I don't have the time to get the pieces, but for some reason I get lucky really fucking easily. Mouse complete. Okay. Ignite, Impale, Infernalist. No, but again, it just comes down to probably do demon form. Gives a flat additional plus to spell skills too. But this is probably so frustrating to like watch, just not knowing like the thought process behind it. But it's like, what physical spell could work? Bone Blast? Am I gonna do Bone Blast? Free spell, 40% chance. It's got a farming time. You bump up the level enough, it's like 1,000 per. I guess that could work. But like, who's... Like, is Bone Blast worth this much headache? I don't know. Really, maybe Bone Cage. Okay, let's look at this pragmatically. 20 projectiles with Bone Storm hitting about 150 versus Bone Cage hitting about 480 at top. Why don't I hear anybody ever talk about Bone Cage? Bone Cage is a fun skill. Hits pin, but they don't impale. Additionally defensive and non-defensive. But the issue is that you can only do damage in the ring around you, so you need some kind of AoE. Oh, that's me. I guess that could work. But it, yeah, physical is technically a Nova skill. That doesn't give me options. No, I need to spam some more shit on this. 2 more. That's actually fairly reasonable. You know that, right? Alright, let's stop bullying this one person and change it to Gaze. Save the world. Hi, JR. You, for some reason, your name is threatening to me. Something about you not having a profile and you just having initials is very, very threatening. Yeah, no, I'm just over here having an internal struggle of whether or not to do an Impale spell or high velocity rounds build. And it really just comes down to like uniqueness and stuff like that. Three times normal volume? What do you mean by that? Is like my audio low or my audio too high? That kind of thing. Oh, wait, no. That's you telling me it's too low. Okay. I guess I could increase it. Let's see here. Too low. Okay. Turn that up. And then we're going to turn my mic up. There we go. And then we're going to turn the game up. Yeah, no. I added a bunch of extra volume now. So, hopefully that works. I hope that's normal. I'm actually gonna double check right now on my phone. Honestly, yeah, no. Thanks for telling me that. I think, yeah, no. I think I kept it low because when I set up this mic, I had it much higher. And eventually I turned a mic's personal volume down and then never shifted it on OBS. It's fine. I appreciate you, random person on the internet. You are the one person to ever, like, tell me that. There was someone in, like, a video, like, a year ago that mentioned it once, and I did change it after that, but, you know, changes and whatnot. Oh my... Oh, I'm so excited. I'm so excited. My stream's showing up in people's YouTubes. Oh my god. That's very interesting. Especially considering this is not at all... This is not at all, like, planned or, like, this was an event. This is just me shooting the shit. Showing the thought process, like, one person puts into the stupidest builds. Because my builds aren't meta at all. I do not care about that at all, but it's like, it comes down to whether or not it's actually usable, because I'm not going to force a build to endgame if it's not at all usable. Oh yeah, no, that makes sense. That does make sense. You know, they appreciate it. Path of Exile is definitely one of those games where if you're really deep into it, you do tend to follow a lot of smaller creators, because that's where a lot of the ideas come from. Like, you know, no shade to Zizarin and I guess to an extent Mathel, but like not entirely, or like the name brand PoE tubers, but the smaller creators are always where you get the real shit. Like, a while ago I made a video on Tectonic Slam in PoE 1, and that came about because, just simply because I stumbled upon a Korean YouTuber who put out a video on it, and I went through translating the video. I was like, okay, that's really cool. Yeah. How many hours do I have in PoE 1? I am nowhere near that amount of hours compared to you, actually, I'm pretty sure. Let me double check what my hours are. 2,601. So, yeah, no. That makes a lot of sense. But also, I mean, in comparison, how many hours do I have in 2 so far? I have about 600 hours in 2. So, I do think in the long term, I will be going crazier for 2 much more. Ooh. Is this not finished? Oh, come out then. Oh, right. I killed all the rares and I didn't touch the podium, wherever it is. Yeah, no. Yeah, no, I have Ghazi up here just because, this I don't know. PoE tuber thumbnails are just very funny to me. I got others here too. Yeah. Yeah, no. Titan Summoner's a classic one. It's a fun one. God. I really wanna... I just don't have the mind for minions. Like, minions are so different compared to other skills. We'll see, we'll see. Did I hit the waypoint? Yes, I did. Okay. Yeah, that makes sense. No, for me, I kind of feel like I I would definitely enjoy Spectres a lot, though I think at least how they're being used right now, you can't really use them like you would skeletons. They're more like for support and some like minor gimmicks like Terracotta Warriors. I know that's a consistent thing. But yeah, no, I think whenever they revisit Spectres, because I think they definitely rushed that out the door. They gotta lower the cost for a lot of the smaller ones, because I want an army of beetles, and right now you can't have an army of beetles, and that's a cruel injustice in the world. Oh shit, right. Gotta spam my these. Bam, bam, bam. Yeah, that's perfect. Yeah, I lagged my shit up. Ooh. These are some juicy ones right in the middle. Yeah, there's this one, and there's this one, and then... I mean, that's fair. I mean, that's... Oh, yeah, no, that's also gonna come with, like, more acts. Like, in the future, when they add more acts. Right! Yeah, no, a person I follow, Stir, wanted to do, like, a big dog companion build, and it's like, okay, they don't do much. But, like, two things. Next update, they're probably gonna add more support gems that help, like, Spectres and help them deal damage and that kind of thing. And then there's probably gonna be way more monsters and newer monsters whenever they add more acts. Oh, Fractured Lake! Hell yeah, fuck yeah. Okay, I'm gonna run that. Yeah, because Act 4 is going to be islands. There's going to be a bunch of unique creatures there. Act 5 is going to be Oriath, and so there's going to be a bunch of Templar stuff. There's a rare board that gives Rage and Precision on it. Ooh. Yeah, there's some good stuff there. I might do it if I have time. But I wanted to do like a real companion focused build, like focusing on holding 2 or more, I don't know what the limit is, companions and just having them fuck shit up. But from what I've seen, it's a little hard to get that going, and I'm not the first one to have that idea. But you know, nothing ventured, nothing gained. That old adage. I am curious whenever the next patch is going to be, because my summer is going to be really busy from a personal, not gaming kind of stance. And I do not want to miss Druid just because I have real life responsibilities. Don't let people around me quote that. Oh shit, right. And then there was something with Templar, because I go through the database sometimes because I'm a huge nerd. There's something where Templar is supposed to have a dominating aura, where I believe as a spirit or maybe a unique skill, it's when you kill an enemy, it dominates them like you would dominating blow. And so like you could potentially create like a mini army of enemies while you're mapping. And that sounds fun as shit, but who knows when Templar is set to release. Oh yeah, no. I think I did hear about that Google Doc. I should definitely... Oh shit. That's the first time I've died in forever. Yeah, no, I'll check that Google list out. It'll probably just be cool, because I'm sure, given, you know, the nature of the minion specific YouTubers, that they like specify, oh, this one has this ability and this one has these stats and that kind of stuff. So that could be like interesting to look at and see, oh, is there something I can fuck with in this? Oh, it's because it's a bunch of these bird things that do the slam. Yeah, that'll be really interesting to do. I think the most limiting factor, and it's obviously due to the fact that during the lead up, people were kind of not realizing how they balance specters, but it's like you can only really have like one or two specters, and so that, but you know, that's been the thing. Like even in 1, you could have generally up to 3 without like the Wraith Lord, where it became its own build. But people were coming in thinking like, oh, I'm gonna have an army of the little beetle things because it's based off cost. But then like, no, they're balancing it the same way they balanced specters beforehand. Fuck, this is a good song. I gotta bring back my setup where I put up the song names like in a spot, just because I love these fucking songs, and I would hate to not like publish this, but this is Bombs Over Skullgirls from Triple Q. I gotta look at minions. That's definitely been on my mind, and especially research Strongbacks. I gotta pump this one up, especially because after whatever I do with these Impale gloves, that'll be a whole build, and then I'll need something after that. I'll do minions. You know, broaden my horizons. GGG definitely does not want a Spectre army. That is 100% correct. I think, like, I get it, mostly just because if you set the precedent that you can have a bunch of, like, I don't know, smaller minions and create, like, a unknown army, That probably causes a lot of balance issues and a lot of issues for the game server to have to handle how many enemies and your stats being applied to that. Because I think the most you can have Kalturak really touched on, which was like the ones from. Oh no, I cannot play Limp Bizkit. Nope. Yeah, Kalturek touched on like the minion limit with his like Zerg Rush build, where it's just even then they only allowed that because they were a bunch of smaller like minions with like 2 attacks. Well, like if you give people the ability to like scale up a lot of those smaller ones, it's gonna just cause so many problems. Ooh, that's gonna maybe not that one. Save that. Penetrate elemental resistance. I don't have any, so that's free. Yep. Oh my god, I'm not done with this one? Fuck. Listen, man, I would... Oh, ADHD. I do not want to be skipping the Limp Bizkit, but you know, I want these videos to not be muted or cause any issues on my channel. So I gotta either be annoyingly loud over the Limp Bizkit song or just skip it. All right. I'm not enough of a metalhead to like have any opinions on their stance in the world. I just know that whatever that video was in my playlist, it was a Devil May Cry 3 AMV video with Limp Bizkit, and I think that fits perfectly for the game. So just it's good for Devil May Cry, but probably not for everyone. Okay. Yeah, we're running up on 2 hours, and if I see correctly, yeah, no, my frames are still dropping for some reason. I wonder if I should be streaming later. No, I already know the answer to that. Yes, I should be streaming later at night. Like, considering the potential audience. Japanese metal. Oh, fuck yeah. Fuck yeah. I love Japanese metal. Fuck. I think I should have some in this track list right now. If it's not here, I'll fucking pull it up. Just because I want to listen to some of it. Bear. Yeah, I know I'm getting stutters. It's legit just something I gotta talk to my ISP about, because I shouldn't be having these stutters. Like, I wasn't having these stutters for like a long ass time, but all of a sudden it just started to come through. And that was a huge issue. Okay, I'm gonna ruin the playlist just to remember what this song was. Yeah, no, that one. Mass Fermented Dregs. I'm just gonna be playing a bit of their album while I'm finishing up this stream. Oh no, that's a sadder one. We're gonna do this one. Yeah. It's not like the end of the world that I'm like stuttering sometimes, but it is something I do want to like fix up. Because otherwise, I've done a lot to like set up that this stream is like, you know, it looks decent. I got some bits on here. I think dude who edited his eyes more open on the screen. And it's like, okay, well, it does kind of suck that sometimes the screen stutters. It's like, the gameplay is here for a reason. I'm just gonna stand still for a second. Drink some water. And what's this last bit? There we go. And nothing of note there. Impale. Oh, god damn it, I missed a ritual somewhere. Can't be missing that. Oh, yeah. So, currently, I have about 500 per second. And then it's 259 while moving. And then if I do a leap slam, it's 1,200. So that's 1,200. I have 8,000 life. That puts me at about something like 20% regen of my life. So pretty decent. Yeah, it's a lot of life. I am currently like just maxed out on life as much as I can. I think no, last time I checked, I don't know if the leaderboards have updated yet, but with me having 8,300 life, that puts me at 3rd place for most amount of life in the game currently. And the 2 other people ahead of me are a ritualist and a blood mage. So like, yeah, no, that makes sense. And I believe those 2 are using Wrath Pith Glow. Did I really? I did not click. No, I did. Okay. It showed up weird on my map and made me believe I didn't click one that I clearly walked over. I'd even check that. Yeah, so if you go to PoE 2 Ninja, and then, yeah, you know, like, you go there, you go to builds, you click down on the hunt, and if you click the life icon, you can sort it by highest life. So yeah, Load Hogs, and I believe that's a Korean name, have 8,900 and 8,800 life, respectively. And then after that, the person has 8,296 life. Yeah, on PoE 2 Ninja. Yeah. The only issue is that PoE 2 Ninja only gathers the data from, 1, the top 10,000 players that are listed from GGG, and then anyone who like puts their data up there or like links it. So you're gonna miss people who don't go out of their way to link it, and then also like are like massive, not in the like the top 10,000 characters, but either way, it's like in that specific subset, which is going to be the subset of people that care about their fucking stats being listed on a public forum, big number. My number's big. My number's around the biggest of the numbers. Huge number flopping around. Where the fuck is this last ritual? I'm getting annoyed. I'm just walking around here. Yeah, is it hidden in a corner? How much do I care? It's a 3 ritual one. Yeah, and they're all items. I don't care. There's a fractured lake right in front of me. Yeah. Honestly, it's also kind of cool because they definitely... Last League, the best way to get life was strength stacking, and because they nerfed strength stacking, the overall life right now is much lower than it was last League. Because last League it was at like 11k? And then now it's... Yeah, 9k. So they effectively cut out like the outlier top 1%, 3k amount of life, while still maintaining the average 3k life that people have in like a general build. So like they did a good job balancing that. Oh right. Yeah, this is the one we want on the fractured mode. All right. I heard that the Fractured Lake is really good to run, but we'll see. Yeah, okay, that makes sense why everyone runs the Demon Gorillas. Fucking love this map too. It's really good visually. Yep. I'm gonna do a little prayer. I should pull up. Okay, no. I gotta pull up a respectful image. Something that respects Chris and his vision. Chris Wilson from Grinding Gear Games. Okay, got that image. Save it. Save here. Chrissy Boo. Go over here. Bam. Chris, I have my hands in prayers. Give me a good item, please. I will put you right here by Kirby. I pray that your retirement is fulfilling and plentiful. but I also call upon you to give me good drops from this mirrored lake. Because I also don't think I've ever seen a mirrored item like in any build so far, so I'm gonna assume they're either like super rare or underutilized, so Chris, if you give me a good item, I will donate to your Magic the Gathering collection one Blue Eyes White Dragon that I have since my third grade class when I traded a Beyblade for one. These temporal chains are you gonna make me walk back for that? Fine. Oh. I did. The mirrored lake was not this big before. This is wild.
Fight all you want. It won't change a thing.
Jesus, Condra. Alright, we're almost here. Come on. What a fucking cool effect. Jesus. I'm so sad this map is not as common, because I love just looking at these things come up and down. Alright, here we go. Here we go. Rubbing my hands together.
This lake never quite gives you what you want, does it?
This thing fucking sucks. I guess you could annul it. More suck pexes. Probably really good for crafting. Oh, and that's my last two Atlas points. Ooh, the giant steps in Ireland. I'm gonna be honest, I didn't know that either. I'm gonna put that in my search bar and look that up later. Wait, no. You have a point there. That's massive mana. I mean, I'll look how much it sells for. I'm sure the base at least has some kind of value, because, you know, it's rare. I'm not gonna toss it. But the ring itself wasn't, like, anything crazy. At least, I don't think. We'll see. I'll do a bunch of the break apart later. What's left on my tree? I want to specialize in shrines. Or magic. Pack size. Explicit modifiers. What's over here? Quantity, no. Yeah, more experience. Oh, that's crazy. Yeah, no, I'm looking at some images right now. That is beautiful, honestly. I mean, yeah, no, the definition of beach is a little stretch there, but that is definitely a sight. I mean, I was planning on doing something in Europe. Maybe not this year, but like soon-ish. And this is something I might have to add on to. It's a lot of fun. Well, let's just get more generic magic packs. Just better drops overall. Yeah? Oh, wait, no. I said I wanted to do another breach. The altar stone at Stonehenge came from a quarry at the very northern tip of Scotland. Neat. So whatever project they were working on at the time, it yeah, no. That's so interesting. That is actually really interesting. I mean that still adds to like the reason, like, oh, what was this structure for? Isn't that like a question that's still being asked about like the purpose of Stonehenge and, you know, part of its mystique. Let's do this breach stone. And then I'm gonna call the stream. Yeah. Well, that does make sense that it would be a unified effort, especially like given the potential time it was built. It's possible that it was either like a, you know, everyone says it might have been like a religious thing, but also like could have just been like a community relations kind of deal, like create a project that is consistent among, you know, the various groups of people that were living in Ireland at the time, and then like, oh yeah, no, peace offering by everyone brings a certain piece of their land to like a certain spot, and like, oh, it shows unification or whatnot. But I'm not trained historically for this kind of stuff, so don't listen to me about why Stonehenge exists. I don't fucking know. I'm just a Path of Exile YouTuber. Don't listen to me about geology and the purpose of humankind's obsession with interesting architecture. Oh, my cats are getting restless. Yeah, no, this will definitely be the last thing I do before calling this stream. This has been fun. I got at least somewhat closer to whatever I'm doing with these Impale gloves, and you know, I got people coming in and out. A lot more so than usual. So that's neat. That's fun. Okay, you know what? The astrological marker makes a ton of sense. That makes so much sense for like the spacing and the amount of effort they put into it. I don't even know if I want to pick up the catalyst. I'm just gonna. Is this? No, that's not anything interesting. But I'll pick it up anyways. Explain your resonating build. Resonating build? Did I have a... Well, one second, I gotta remember. Did I make a resonating shield build at some point? Bone Shard, Mature, Bleed. What did I make a... I don't think I made a resonating shield build at some point. Bleed. There was... Double Leech Titan. That's been about it. Oh, no, that's not a part of it. So right now I have Seismic Cry or Corrupting Cry, and I'm using Blood Barrier Corrupted Blood with life stacking to get damage. So what this you're seeing is the Corrupting Cry, Seismic Cry. It's used for clear because the Blood Barrier only works on block, so I can't always rely on it. And it also has the nice thing of refreshing any of the damage from Blood Barrier. So like, I can't tank breaches, but if he was to hit me, does that count? Yeah, no, it has the kind of like same like shockwave effect that Resonating Shield has. So I can see why you were confused. It's not exactly the clearest thing in the world. Okay, come on, dude. Okay. I'm just gonna have to tank a couple hits. Yeah, no, that works. Ooh, no, these are not ones I can mess with. Elemental damage is not the deal here. Yeah, I'm focusing up. Ooh. I still can't believe this build can handle these pinnacle things pretty well. Hell yeah! I think these have lowered in price, but you know, still, I'm pretty sure that's the best drop you could get from this right now. Easy peasy, yeah. No. It only took so long because I didn't want to test whether or not I could tank his hits or not, but then, you know, I got hit once or twice and I was like, oh yeah, no, I could. Yeah, no, I was right. This was the Doriani's. Ah, damn. Low intelligence roll. That sucks. Well, the least I can do is Corrupted. Ah, that's rough. Whatever. I appreciate you, Chris Wilson. Thank you to everyone who watched the stream, but thank you, Chris Wilson from Grinding Games, retired CEO of GGG Incorporated, for allowing such builds as these, and for probably rolling in your retirement for how important Lightning Spear is. I appreciate you, and you know, wish you your best on your endeavors. Anyways, thank you for everyone who stopped by. I'm gonna go